Fred doesn't know, but we know. How you doing, Rory?
Not doing too bad, my friend. How are you?
You good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're good. Today we're going to work. I've got adding healing and damage effects to TaleSpire in C#.
I was going to say we have those in our overlay, but you're thinking of adding them as effects to the pawns and what have you in TaleSpire.
Exactly. That's what I want to do. So speaking of which, let's start up TaleSpire on the second machine. Actually, before we do that, I've got some new blood effects I installed, and let's bring up the assets folders, and we'll copy them across. These are the existing ones, and I've added 2 new sets of effects this morning: Magic Arsenal and blood effects. Excuse me. Should I take them both over? Maybe just the blood effects for now, just because it does have an impact on startup time. All right, so blood effects have been copied over. Now on machine number 2, I'm going to hit play to start up TaleSpire over there. Well, I'll show you how things ended up yesterday with regards to the selection. It's not too bad.
Okay.
For the turn, the active turn indicators. Let's also make sure that we can see the other machine. That's not what I want it to be. Let's restart OBS. Sometimes a restart of OBS on the second machine will get that TaleSpire over instead of just being blank like that. There it is. Okay. Everything good over there in the UK, right?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
All right.
Life continues.
That's good. Remember, you were like sick that one time. I thought, oh, geez, we're going to lose Rory, and life will not continue.
Yeah. Little over a year ago now, I think.
Yeah.
Seems so far.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll take a look at what we got here. Let's go jump over to our test zone. I guess I shouldn't have moved it around while we're loading up here. Down here in our test space here. Let's do something like that. So we can kind of see that. Let's bring up some characters here. I think I added a new character, 41. Is that right? Nope. How about 40? There it is. Despacito. That's a black bear. That's that guy right there. Let's bring in a couple other folks. Let's bring up 36. There's Janus. And I think 39 is Serdov. There we go. And now with these guys up, we'll enter battle. Okay, so we'll enter combat. Everybody rolls their initiative. There it is. Fred's first. Fred's right up there. Nothing is happening yet. No highlighting yet. But as soon as I hit next turn, what should happen is Fred should have a highlight around him if everything's connected and working. The fact that this is working is very cool, because I can like shut down and restart, and it gets the connection. Everything kind of works. So that's what it looks like. It's I think pretty cool. It's actually using the color of the character. And the reason I have different sizes here is I wanted to test it out with bases, different bases. This was another thing that I realized, our targeting mechanism, it wasn't working for the larger bases because they were thicker. It was showing up underneath them. Yeah. So I improved the targeting mechanism as well. So when we change, there it is right there. So you can see it's highlighting. There's Janus right there. So Janus has got kind of a white color. Oh, that doesn't look good.
That's different. I was expecting a different size, wasn't it?
Sure was. What's going on with that? Got a lot of errors here. The input string was not in a correct format. I'd love to know what that input string was. It's in set active turn, set turn indicator color. The color's wrong. apparently. It's going into HuSat Lite, the constructor from HTML. So that's what I'm seeing from the call stack over here. Cool. I love that the stack trace is out there. Why wouldn't Fred's color be good? Well, I guess we're going to need to log that is what we're going to need to do. So the last piece in there was in TaleSpire Mini set turn indicator, and then we went to HuSat Lite. All right. Let's go look at that code back on machine number 1. Set active turn. Maybe I miss a call stack piece in here. Color. Color is the string. Hold on, I just realized I got 2 things of music going on here. Let's shut off the battle music. Set turn indicator color. Must be where I'm going into. Do I see that on the other machine? Yeah, set turn indicator color. Okay. So that's
somewhere in that.
Here's the problem right here.
There we go.
So what we need to do is we need to send this piece out here like that. So we at least see what it is.
Yeah.
And if we can see what it is, we can do something about it. All right, so that's what we need to do. Aside from that strange and unusual bug that I had not seen before now, the look is exactly kind of what I want on this. If I do next turn. Now that time next turn didn't do anything. Are we broken?
See, I'm curious. We got an exception that talked about, the wrong format for a string, presumably, as you say, the color.
I think I've got a...
We didn't see...
I think I have a selection.
We didn't see the logic for why the size would be wrong.
The size. Well, I think the exception occurs. Well, let's go look at that. You're right. I didn't look at that, but we can look at that. What's going on here? It's like it thinks I'm at a breakpoint. I'm just having some lack of response here in terms of. Wait, hold on. Just slowly kicking in and moving here. Is that what's happening? What's going on over on TaleSpire? Still that guy. I kind of feel like this exception is... Do I have responsive? I'm responsive here. It's not even parented by it. Oh, you know what it is? It's not that it's Fred's turn. Fred happens to be standing at 0, 0, 0. So what happens is we create, then we're trying to parent it, and in the process of parenting it, I'm pretty sure that's where we get to the problem.
So we get part way through and it never moves to the correct location.
Yeah.
Okay.
River just highlighted here. I'm switching monitors, but it's like there's some delay in getting the... I don't know if there's a delay in sending the chat signals out to control it, or if it's on the receiving end. But, okay, the app is responsive. Anything I can glean? I'm just trying to figure out. I don't have the app. The app's running standalone right now. So like I'm hitting the monitor and the TaleSpire buttons. Those aren't working. What happens if I turn targeting on? Does that work? No, yeah. So the buttons aren't really feeling responsive to me. It's like there's a delay, is what it feels like. All right, I'm feeling compelled to close down the main window. When I say main window, I mean of the D&D app, which you can't see. Anything else I should do? Yeah, the Stream Deck is not... What if I restarted Stream Deck?
Got a secondary weird effect going on. You've got an imaginary Merkin plate.
Yeah, that's
it's invisible. But there is an effect there.
Yeah, that's not. That's only because I've hidden my plate, my nameplate. If I put it back in, everything looks good. What's interesting is as I interact with this, obviously you heard Noctan. That was like that was a response to the button of saying next turn. I feel like the next turn, I feel like what's happened is we're maybe waiting for a response back from machine 2. And because of the exception, we didn't get it, maybe? It's kind of what I'm feeling.
Sure.
So I think I got to I'm going to shut this down and restart that. That's step 1. I have a feeling in restarting that app, I think things will kind of reconnect. So whoever it was, whose turn it was, I'm betting it was Despacito's because that was the new turn. The color, well, maybe Serdov. Let's check the colors. I think the color, we got some bad data for the color, and so we couldn't do it. We couldn't create it. Yeah. So, and you can't.
If we can identify the character whose turn it theoretically was, we can identify the color that was trying to be set. And either correct the data or determine what was weird about it that was unacceptable.
Yeah, that's my sense. I'm waiting for the app to start up that we started, and
just eyeballing the size, I think it's a bigger character than Despacito.
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, it's a 3x3. It kind of is the only 3x3 character we have out here is that guy. Right there.
Yeah, that could work.
Hold on, we're back up now. And started back up. That all seems to be working. Let's hide that. Show only Fred's nameplate right there. Let's see, do I have any control now through the Stream Deck? Okay, I seem to have control locally. So Janus, bring these guys up. So 36 is Janus. I think what's interesting is here, let's switch back to this screen. This is what I was going to show you. When I first opened this up, this all said error right here, but then it recalculated itself. And so I'm thinking, I was thinking, was that the problem? Because it basically uses this number here, is what it uses, the background hex color for the background of the die. It uses that to determine it. I think what I want to do in here is I want to do I want to put in some exception protection, an exception handler right here. And I think it's going to be like, if we get an exception, we're just going to say, hey, it's a new satellite of, we'll make it like red, maybe? Like that. And we will... we'll throw out the exception out so we can see that. That's what I think I want to put out there. So I'm going to stop on the TaleSpire machine. I'm going to shut it down, I think. See what we can see if we can get back to. Let's see, building on machine number 1. Doing a rebuild. Get back and see if we can reproduce it. Rebuild all succeeded. Let's hit play. I had 39 and 40 as well on here, I think. 39 and 40. So those are the kits that we want to have in the space. Let's enter combat while we're loading up. Go out to our play space out here. It's our battle zone. All right, there it is. Let's hit next turn. All right, cool. So there you go.
Yep.
That size is correct. Let's keep going. We see one bright red. So right now it's just using the player's colors, at least to the best that we can. So this player's color is kind of an amber, and so there's a little bit off, I've noticed, but it's okay. So there you go. So what's cool is as each person gets selected, there's Serdov. You can see Serdov here as well.
Yep.
Apollo!
There's Apollo. Maybe that was Apollo who we thought it was. I'm not sure.
Shanti!
Nobody's read yet.
River! Janus!
Is it that guy?
Seems to be working fairly well.
Is that red? Let's see. There it is. Yeah. See that? Right there? The name? That's what I saw.
Yeah.
That's what I saw in the spreadsheet when I opened it up. Air 1 modifying property, particle system, material, tint color. Specified cast is not valid. I'm not sure where this is coming from. It's not a color? Wait, are we using that color string twice in there and I only thought we were using it once? Let's go look back at the machine here. Here's HTML color string. We're using it a second time? We're using it a second time.
Okay.
All right.
So we're no longer causing problems with the first color. However, there's a couple other places that we could have that issue.
Yeah. Okay. So let's fix that. Like that. So that's interesting. What's interesting about it is that here, so these are good now, but if I read it, it reads it as incorrect, like it was when I loaded it. If I refresh, what happens? So it looks okay now.
So does that mean that if you leave combat and re-enter combat,
that
it
it'll
should
work?
be able to read the data? Will it even try and read the data again, though?
Hold on, that may be the problem. I'm not sure if I didn't restart it on this machine. I bet if I restart over on the TaleSpire machine, I think it'll work. So right now, there's the color for this guy, but we're really expecting it to be a bluer color, like the color in the sample that's right there at the end of my fingertip.
Sure.
So we're expecting it to be more of a blue color like that. Let's try restarting over here. I think with restart it should get it. It's interesting that it wasn't set. It wasn't saved as set. They're calculated, these fields, the background hex and foreground hex columns, these two right here, are calculated based on the sample over here. It's some code I wrote. It's an extension for Google Sheets, and it works horribly. It's performance-wise, it's really slow, like insanely slow. All I wanted to do was to create a color picker to be able to go from color picker to a hex, so I could see a sample of it too, and that did not work. As you can see, it didn't work well.
Indeed.
Okay, so we're starting up on the other machine. Did you hear something?
What was that?
Whoa. Guys, does anybody know what's going on? What the? Whoa! Get out of here. Who's that? Wicked Blue Ninja's here. Nice to see you again. Welcome, Wicked Blue Ninja. Hector's out there.
Good to see you.
Hey, Hector. Welcome. All right, so we have reloaded, restarted. I think I'm in combat. I have to exit combat for a second and then go back into it again. Entering combat. Let's go back and look at our combat zone right over here. There we go. And hit next turn. There we go. We're going to keep going through here until we get to Despacio, because that was the one. Huh, still red.
Yeah.
Still errors.
Wow.
That's stunning. That's like stunning to me. So does that mean if I were to copy this and go open it up over on the TaleSpire machine in a browser, that it would show up incorrectly when I first open it up?
I mean, kind of, I suppose.
No.
They seem okay, though.
It looks good.
I mean, theoretically, there is a potential discrepancy between what we see when we view it through a sheet and how it,
I got
pushes
an idea.
the data to the API.
It's not here. It's not reading it from here. It's not. It's reading it from machine 1 and sending it across to machine 2. So what I need to do, I actually have a button in machine 1, or a button in Stream Deck that allows me to reload all that data. So I'm going to hit that button now, and I've just reloaded the data. So now let's see if we cycle through, go through the different turns here. Here we go.
River Nocturne. Shanti. Janus. Apollo.
Serdov. There we go.
That's better.
That's better. And probably no errors. Yeah, no errors. Okay, cool.
Cool.
So that's kind of what we did yesterday in terms of selecting all of that. I also fixed a bug with regards to targeting so that targeting would work on the larger scaled up mini models as well. So I guess I can give you a quick demo of that. Choose turn on targeting, make a 60-foot sphere, and let's target everyone in that sphere. And there you can see it looks pretty good for all of them. The only thing I haven't tried yet, let's clean all that up, is I haven't gone in and whoa. That was weird. I just hit
that's a bit of a trick.
I hit the control button to lift it to turn it to toggle fly mode. I thought that's what I did. I guess I have to do this first, and then now I can do it. Okay, there we go. I haven't tried this. Oh, I bet this fails. I bet it goes and creates a giant. Let's do good fly mode for all of these creatures that are here. That are. Yeah, I think I'm screwed with fly mode. I think it's going to make ridiculously large targets for these guys.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get them in all targeted. All right, here, target mode on, 120-foot sphere. Get them. Go. Well, does it look really bad?
I mean, it does exactly what you said, but I don't know that it's necessarily bad.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Oh, check it out. I didn't notice this before. Look at that. We cannot see the particle effect unless we move inside the dome. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
If I turn off the dome, there we can see it. That's interesting. The dome kind of just keeps you from seeing particle effects. You know what? I've decided I like it. It's kind of cool. Okay.
I mean, if you were going to go with smaller targets, you could argue that it would actually be very unclear as to whether they were targeted or not. You kind of expect the indicator to match the size of the creature.
I think you're right. I think you're totally right. Okay, I love this, by the way. The only thing that I want to change on this that I've been thinking about is I I kind of want a fire or some smoke to come out of the target. Just a sense that it's kind of alive and moving, but that's, you know, minor, and that's for later. Okay, so for today, here's what we're going to do. Let's clear all those targets up. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to do healing, temporary hit points, and I think volumetric blood effects. That's what I think we're going to do. Hold on, let's get the sound, fix that. And do we still have two things playing? It sounds almost like there are two pieces playing. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. To give you a sense of what that looks like, I have a couple things we can play with. I have one, actually not here, maybe. Let's go with the effects editor. Known effect, I have two known effects I've created. I've got heal. There's heal right there. Coming in at the 000 point. So we want to put that over whoever's healing. Okay? I also have, let's delete everything. Yep. I have another known effect called temp hit points. And it's just a slight color variation of that. Cool? So I have those two known effects. Then I also have some volumetric blood effects, which all start with what? Blood. So I've got blood 1 through blood 15.
Plenty of blood.
Plenty of blood. And so there's...
Wow. That's... Yeah. Okay. That'll do it.
That'll do it, won't it? Here, let's bring my character over here. Let's talk.
Do we have stats of any kind suggesting what color blood various creatures are supposed to have?
We're going to add them. I'm going to add them for sure. So if we come over here and we look at blood, there's a couple things going on here with blood. One of them is in this blood setting script.
You move that just down a little, Mark. We've got the cards at the top that are somewhat obscured.
Let's get rid of all those so we just don't see those anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So we've got, this is what it looks like. Oh, it's so beautiful. Isn't that crazy?
That's good.
Yeah. So now its position, here we click on position 000, but really it should be kind of up above the chest in some space.
Yeah.
There is, if I say explore mini, and I grab Merkin, this character that's right in front of us here, that guy, and I bring him in. I'm just parenting him now. Don't get too stressed. This is just for exploration purposes. But if we get in here, wait, is it character root? Here we go. See the head hook? These are all just essentially transforms here. Hit hook.
Nice.
See the hit hook? Let's go look at where its position is. See that? I want to now take that, copy it to the clipboard, and I want to now try setting this guy's position to that. Like that. And then now I want to, oh no. Now I'm in slight trouble, I just realized. If I turn this guy off, we won't see him. Well, let's just see what happens when we do this. There we go. So now what's interesting is that hit hook is not scaled. That hit hook is what would look normal if we come in here and we say, okay, so they're not scaling that. Whoops, not fly toggle. I want to go into GM tools and set size back to 1 by 1. So we make them a 1 by 1.
Oh, I see.
And we say, there we go. That feels like more of where the hit would be, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't really like that. I really want to put it right at the chest for some reason. But to be fair, this started as another player that I reloaded data for.
You've actually exchanged the model already, have you?
Yeah, I've already exchanged the model. But it's not bad. We can certainly use the hit hook and then scale it. So hit hook should always be like, some offset I'm expecting that the way the logic here works is whatever this is, you add this to this guy's position, and that's the point in 3D space. That's what I believe.
Yeah,
is the case.
that would make sense.
So, like, in other words, if let's see, would that make sense? If I were to take this guy over here, I think the hit hook would still be the same. Is I guess what I'm saying. Look at hit hook and local position. Oh, it looks different. What's is it really updating all over the place? Because local position shouldn't change at all. No, maybe it's not different. Maybe it's the same. Okay. Back over to blood. Local position. We got 0, 0.7, and then 0.005 as a negative. Yeah, no, this is a different position now. Okay. So, hold on. Let's get this guy. Put him back. Maybe the hit hook is actually a good. I just need to get him at the right place. I need to get him at 0, 0, 0. Oops.
That's different.
My mistake. Is it this one right here? Hold on. How badly did I mess things up? Pretty badly. It's kind of cool.
It's a robust system. It works.
Yeah, I messed it up.
This is for when your characters are climbing on the underside of an overcliff for a mountain. You need to have their base be above them.
Yeah. Oh, I had it right in the right spot. There we go. Okay. That was weird. All right. So what am I changing here? Is it base asset position? What's your local position? That's 0, 0, 0. Rotator, local position. Where are you? There we go. I think this is the guy, maybe. 0, comma, and 0, comma, 0. No. Huh. That's right there at 0, 0, 0. Hit hook. So we're trying to figure out, is this thing changing or not? 0, 0.7. This is not. That looks about the same.
That feels like the first value again.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. Let's move them over here. Click on away and click back. Yeah, it's the first value. It's not changing. So we've got to add that to wherever whatever this guy is. Okay. That's 000. This one's interesting. It's this outer piece that takes the 000 right there. Okay, so that's the outer piece, 000. Now let's see if that blood looks like it's coming right from the chest. It's not. It's coming from the upper left of him. Yeah. What's head hook look
It's almost as if it's coming out of where the hand is.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but remember this came from a different model. This is a model of a bard, and the bard had a guitar, and so that was maybe near the edge of the guitar or something like that. I'm going to copy this right here, go into blood, local position. I'm going to try pasting that in right there. That's the head position, I think. And let's see what happens now. Now that actually doesn't look so bad. Let's scale it down, see what happens. 0.5. And try it again. Yeah, so scaling is cool. All right, so we're going to need to figure out a good position for that impact to take place. And we, like I said, we have about 15 of those. 15 of those pieces in there. So we're gonna, I think we're gonna use like the hit hook maybe. Grab it, try to figure it out, and make it hit. I think for the test, let's see. Simplest possible test is we apply damage to my character. Wicked Blue Ninja says, "Wow, a ton of upgrades, love it." We'll apply damage to my character. We'll send down the TaleSpire ID along with the command to heal or apply damage. The problem with heal is it's a loop. It goes on forever.
Okay. So we've got to give it a kind of a timeout.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how to do
description.
that. What'd you say?
Just some kind of a new property, I guess, that we haven't seen before.
Yeah, yeah.
Time limit it, or...
Well, I can set a timer and then stop it.
True.
Right? I can do something like that, which is what I think I'm going to have to do. I think I'm going to go with the blood effects first because they automatically go away. And
makes sense. Easily, yeah.
And we'll figure out the making the other one go away after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
We'll figure that part out. Okay. Let's switch back over to the main machine. Let's so we'll add a new command, and we're going to call this maybe show damage. Maybe something like that. And okay, we'll do that. Somewhere in here we had some code that was checking to see if the arg count was right.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to simplify this, but I can't quite get it because
It's tricky because you sort of start with the assumption, okay, there should be X number of arcs, 2 arcs, and you say, well, you kind of want to assert there are this many arcs, but then you need to sort of factor in what do you want to do in the case of there being not 2 arcs.
Yeah. Like,
some architectures you'd sort of throw an exception, but then you need to catch that on the outside in order to convert it to a bad API response.
Yeah.
And that starts to be a bit more awkward because you're trying to do stuff on the outside based on the
I know. I don't think I can do it. I was just thinking, what I really want is a method call that returns from this method in certain situations. So imagine this, my method call like this, and has the ability to return.
Yes.
From a value from this method if things don't go well. Yeah. So it's almost like I'm looking for a return.
It's a return if something.
Bad. Like that. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, it doesn't really exist. So I'm okay. So this to do is gone. But I'm going to throw one up here. And I'm going to say additional args. We're going to say damage amount. In fact, I'm just going to flat out say it. We're going to get it. We want 2 args coming in.
Okay.
So, show damage, args of that, and args of 1, like this. And this one I want to convert to a string. I mean, to an int. Like that.
So based on the amount of damage, we're going to use a different animation. Is that the idea? The different blood?
Yeah. Yeah, and we might even, because we've got 15, we could actually shoot off all 15 at once.
For when there's a serious amount of pain.
That's what I'm saying. It's exciting, isn't it? And just like keep it going, just like like that. All right, so minis show damage. Okay, so we're going to do that.
Yep.
Declare method. This is going to be my creature ID. Like that. We need to get it. We need to grab that creature. We're extensively logging like crazy. This is probably return a string because we're going to return some successful thing. I think if we're good, that means,
Yep.
Well, no, maybe not.
This is an instruction to just do a thing, isn't it? Rather than get a thing.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. I was thinking it might be useful to return the character position of this guy so we know, but I don't care anymore, actually. I don't care for now. So, show damage, creature ID not found. So at this point, we found the creature. That's going to give us our location for the damage.
Yep.
So I want to say we want to create a new vector 3 here. Call it damage location. And that's going to be get damage location, passing in the creature asset. And then we need to do more stuff here, ... Let's go build this, I think, right now. Okay. Creature asset. Do I have that those hooks in here? Hook head. Hook hit target. I'm kind of fond of this guy. Hook hit target. So now what I want to do is I want to say this guy dot probably transform dot position plus hook hit target. I'm kind of feeling like that is my... Wait. What's wrong here? What's this guy? That's a transform. Sorry. Dot. Oh, you know what? It's got position. Flat out. Look at that. What are we breaking today, Screech Rat? Welcome, my friend. Okay, I'm actually thinking, let's go switch over to the TaleSpire machine a second. Let's see if its position, I wasn't looking at its position property, I was only looking at local position for hit hook. But what if its position property was always updated? So let's see if this changes. Okay. So I'm going to, there it is there. I'm going to move this guy over here. And now I'm going to just click away and click back. So right now we got 0.005 and 0.7. Click away, come back. Aha! There it is right there. So let's take that, copy that, come up here to blood 13, find its position, paste it in like that. And now let's turn off blood 13 and turn it back on. There we go. That's good. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So now what happens if I scale this guy? Set this guy.
Oh, interesting. So does the scaling, or does the position of it automatically include the scaling?
I think it's not, but I just want to make sure. Because that's tricky. If it doesn't, that means, oh man, that sucks. That means we're going to have to we can't use position. We have to go back to local position, scale it. Is what we have to do. Let's see where it is though. Let's go into hit hook. Go find our position. Maybe it's got a Y of 2.2. That might work.
Ooh.
It might work. Let's see what happens. It works.
That looks good.
I love it. We just gotta
Take that.
We just gotta scale it up appropriately, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The local scale, we're gonna switch that up. What are we at, 3? So it's 3, 3, 3. Okay, so let's look at that. Here it comes. Oh yeah. That's awesome.
That's the one.
We found it. So I think in general, there's a scaling of about what? Effects needs to scale too, says Screechred. You bet. I'm with you. Mystic Soda, what's up? Screechred says, wow. Yeah, I think that the scale that's too big for a person. I think we need to go about like 2/3 of it. Let's go look at the scale. So 2/3 of that is just going to be 222. And let's see how that looks. Yeah, I can go with that. Or maybe even half. So what we do is by default, we're going to scale by cutting it in half. And then we're going to scale up or down based on the scale of the creature asset.
Yes.
Does that make sense? All right, back
It does.
over to the coding machine. All right, so that's really good news. The hook hit target, great news with regards to setting off damage. To do, maybe not here, but down here. We have the scale equals 0.5 times creature scale. Okay, so we're going to get that. So we got a damage location. Damage location, I feel like it's just simply that.
Yeah.
Almost to the point that maybe we just, do we just inline the method?
Could do.
You know what? Oh yeah, we saw this issue before. Static methods cannot be inlined. Reported this last time. How you doing, Mystic Soda? Welcome. Okay, like that. I'm just going to do this instead of having a separate standalone method. So there's my damage location. Scale is going to be equal to 0.5 times creature asset dot scale. Do I got a scale? Creature scale, which we have found is either one of like 0.5, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, so there's my scale. Got my damage location. Based on damage amount. We're gonna need like a switch statement here. Damage amount, if it is... How do I do switch statements with less than or equal? Can I do that in a switch statement? I'm beginning to think I can't do that. I'm gonna have to do this with some if analysis. If damage amount is less than, say, 10, maybe not. I've got, let's go back over to TaleSpire. The pieces we've got, they're called lowercase blood, and then 1 through 15, I think, if I'm recalling correctly.
Yes, I believe so.
Let's go double check that. Oh no, it's uppercase.
Oh.
The prefabs are uppercase. This guy right here is a game object that's in the prefab.
Right.
Okay, is what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to ignore blood 2 right and left, and I'm just going to go with blood. So I've got 1 through 15.
Okay.
And in general...
we assume the larger number is the larger quantity of blood, right?
Well, it's kind of what it seemed like when I was running through them, but not entirely the case, as I recall. We can also increase scale based on damage. So we can do that. Okay, so back over to this machine right here. So I've got 1 through 15 is the name of the prefab. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to take the damage amount and I'm going to divide it by something. and add 1 to it. So basically, look, if my damage is...
You kind of want to clamp it with restrictions of 1 and 15. Scale it to the 1 through 15, don't you?
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, I basically want to say, well, but what I'm thinking, Rory, is that if damage is greater than, if the number is greater than, then that means we're going to start adding more blood bursts to the space, to the place. So we're going to do that. We could also do this. Let's look at the blood a second here. Let's go back over. I think that we may just be scaling, is what we may end up doing. Let's go over here. Okay, so we can look at the blood right in this space here. Hold on a second, let's look that up. Let's get the sun on the other position. Oh, it's our good friend Pyrocat. Here to keep us safe from all kinds of bad creatures that get on the show. Like that guy over there. Get him, Pyrocat. Get him. Windows 11, DS 2022. Coder's keeping you busy. Yeah. And so is Pyrocat. Welcome, Pyrocat. Welcome.
Welcome indeed.
I'm going to change the sun so it's over on the other side. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the blood effects from here and just kind of see what the situation looks like. So there's 1. Oh, they're down low. They're down low. All right, let's do this. I'll take that off so we can now just kind of see them here in space. So there's 1, 2, 3. Well, sorry, 1, that was 1, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 2. Left, blood 3, blood 4 is not too lot, blood 5 is not a lot, blood 6 is not a lot, blood 7 is a lot. Yeah, it's not really...
I can't see any discernible pattern of magnitude, if I'm honest.
Yeah, blood 5
it
and 6.
could be the darker background, but...
Blood 5 and 6 are low in terms of volume. Yeah, we do have that dark background and it's red. Unfortunately, Rory, I know you're like, God, Mark, can you give me something that I can see? Let's see if we see it any better this way. There we go. How's that for you?
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so now we'll look
at
it. All right, so here we go. We'll look at them just in terms of size. So here's 1. Then 10, 11, 12, 13 is big, 14 is not as big, 15 is not as big, 2 is not as big, 3 is not a lot, 4, 5 is the smallest, 6, 5 and 6 are the smallest. So I'm kind of thinking, and then we get 7, 8, 9, they're pretty big. 7, 8, and 9. 7 is there. How you doing, Karen Cuddy?
What did you do?
I just took that off.
Did you put something in here?
Yeah, it's an RFID tracking chip right there, so I
You
can
put that
find
in
it.
my phone?
Your cell phone case, so I can find you at any
You
time.
stalker! You didn't even tell me that.
You have no idea. You know the glasses I got you?
Yes?
They've got
Really?
cameras. They're pointed back at you, so I can see your beautiful face.
You're like you.
I am like me. All right. So I think what we got to do is we got to say, well, okay. All right, 4, 5. So 5 and 6 and 7. It kind of, if I was going to sort these in order, I would say it would be 4, 5, 6, then maybe 7, and then after 7, is it 1? After that, they all are kind of much bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 4, 5, 6, and 7 are the small ones. That's what I'm going to go with right now. So what we'll do is we'll start with a comment here that says, hey, look, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are small. The rest are big.
Okay.
Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to say, well, do I have a small amount of damage or not? And I think a small amount of damage is about 15. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's create a variable for the name of the prefab. Do that, and then we're going to say prefab name is equal to get random small blood prefab, like that. So it's just going to get one of them. 4, 5, 6, or 7. Looks like we got some ambiguity here. Should I go with the Unity random one instead? I bet that's the better one. Wait, is it just unity.random.something? Oh, no. What is it? What else is out here in random? Unity engine? There's my disambiguate. Unity mathematics.random. Let's go with that. Okay. Karen's having a spa day today. She's so excited. She just walked by my door saying, I'm so excited for my spa day. What's happening here? Oh, static? Okay. All right. Do I have a next?
It's int 2 and int 3. So slightly, and for, well, you int 4, I suppose. Is this the number of bytes, or?
Yeah. Kind of what it looks like to me.
I've seen a few libraries where you've got vectors where they suffix with 2, 3, and 4 because it's the number of different dimensions, I guess, or different
look
components.
What's going on with the bool, though. A bool 3? Yeah, the dimension. Did Mark say he's excited to send Roy on a spa day? No, Pirate Cat.
No.
I did not. Is there a Coders beta for VS 2022 yet? Screechrat is asking. No, there is not yet, Screechrat. Not a beta.
Is there a VS 2022 that can be put into yet?
So we've got. The answer is not yet. We don't have it available. We are working on it, and that's all I can say at this point. I'm going to say next uint. It's going to take a max value or a min and a max. Okay, so we'll say the min is that, and the max is. No, wait. Maybe I won't do that. I'm going to say, I'm just do the max one. So max for that, I think it's going to look like this. Return.
Oh yeah, Pyrocat says they have indeed made the VS 2022 preview available.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he is correct.
Yeah, I think
More
that's
studio!
Okay, so this is going to be blood right there. Random uint of 4, and we're going to say plus 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 4. I think that's going to do it. Does that look right to you? Does that feel right to you? I'm using Preview 1 for Blazor apps right now, so screenshots. So I'll let you know as soon as that is out. That is, it is something that we're working on, but it's not available yet.
Sorry about that, Pyrocat. I got the wrong pronouns. My apologies.
Okay. Pyrocat I should need to use the she for Pyrocat. Is that what I just did? Did I do that wrong?
I believe I certainly made the mistake. So
Okay.
yeah, certainly apologies for that. But we live and learn. This is good.
That's it. We live and learn. That's all we do. It's a lot of people saying,
I mean,
should have
you've seen
learned.
us running into walls and beating our head against them just in order to figure things out. This is true.
Okay, so this is going to give me a number this is going to give me a number that is 0, 1, 2, or 3. That's what I believe. And I'm going to add that to this, which is going to get me 4, 5, 6, or 7. That's what it's going to do. So there's that one. Then I need another one, which is over here, which is get random large blood prefab. So most people assume people on the internet are male. I'm used to it. Yeah, Pirate Cat. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
no worries,
kind
buddy.
of bad about like that.
What'd you say?
She's absolutely right. We do tend to assume bad habit. Must try the better. Simple.
Okay, no worries. Get random large. So this one's a little trickier. This one I want a number. Basically, it's. I think it's going to look like this. I can do it a couple ways. One is I can check to see, is it 4, 5, 6, or 7? If it is, try again. Keep trying. I'm kind of leaning towards that. I have another way, which is I can split it into two options, getting the ones from the beginning, 1, 2, or 3, or the ones from the end, 8, 9 through 15. I think I'm going to split it, but I'm going to split it in kind of maybe a smarter way. So if we take away the 4, we have 1 through 15. We have 11 options we need to get. So we need a uint of 12 is what we need. So we're going to do this, and we're going to declare a local. We're going to say, maybe call it index, I guess, like that. That's going to get us numbers 0 through 11. Then we're going to say, hey, if, well, let's add 1 to that. So now we got the numbers 1 through 12. So we're going to say, hey, if index is greater than or equal to 4, and index is less than or equal to 7, right? In other words, so it's not 1, 2, or 3, then we're going to say it's equal to, index is equal to index plus 4.
Okay, I think I follow that.
So what that means is if this is a 4, it's going to become an 8. And if this is a 12, it's going to become, is that right?
Mark, can I make a really silly suggestion?
Oh, that means it's a good suggestion.
If you had a literal int array of hard-coded numbers that was exactly 12 long,
Oh, I like that. Fine. Okay.
you could randomize the index into it and then just choose what you wanted to be in those places.
Fine. So we're going to say, fine. We're going to totally do that. We're going to say ints. We're going to call this large. I love it. It's easier to read this code. It's a great suggestion.
Well, yeah.
So large prefabs, I guess, or large indices, something like that. And so that's going to be equal to, probably don't need that anymore. And then we're going to just list off the numbers. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 8, 9, 10, whoops, 10. What's happening here? What's going on here? New int array. It is that my problem? There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. Does duplicate thing help me? It does. Okay.
It does. Excellent.
Whatever it's called, duplicate thing is the feature. All right, and then we end with 15. So we have 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Okay.
That's 11 so far, is that right?
Yeah, I
3,
think
6,
so.
9, 10, 11. Yeah.
So we're going to say it doesn't matter. We're just going to use the length of it right there. And that's going to, what's my problem here? uint. I have to cast to a uint. Do I have a CUI or something like that? Whoa, look at that.
Hey.
Sometimes I love me, Rory.
Yeah. Fair play.
That's all I was thinking. I love me. I did that somewhere. I spec'd that out. All right. Okay, cool. So we've got uint out there. It wasn't, I didn't write that. Somebody else wrote it. No, maybe I did. I didn't. I actually may have done this. At any rate, okay. So we're going to get that index. it's going to get the...
And we're just going to use it
and then we're
into
gonna
the large indices.
Yeah, so we're going to come down in here. We're say return blood of large indices of index. That seems to take a lot longer to write that code than you would imagine. But anyway, that's it. Get random large blood prefab. Do we want to do the same thing here up above? I kind of feel like we do. And this one is going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. 4. Can I duplicate it? Nope. I got to say I want it to be a 5, 6, 7. There we go. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. Are we cool with that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I think that's going to work. So it's going to be one of these two. So if the damage is down below 15, we're going to say that. Otherwise, we're going to say we're going to get the random large. Everybody happy so far? Next, we need to figure out the scale. So there's a scale multiplier. I'm going to just create a new thing called the scale multiplier right here. Multiplier. Okay. I'm going to take that as a...
We must have done something right.
Yeah, I'm going to take that as a really good sign. That code is going to looks like it's good. So I'm going to say scale multiplier. I'm going to say this is equal to my damage amount divided by maybe 100.
Okay.
Is that fair or no? That's going to drop its size.
So this is the scale for the blood asset.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I want it to go like basically from 0 for. I want it to double in size if it gets up to about 100 is basically what I want it to do. So I think it's looking like this. I think it's 2 times this divided by 100. Or damage amount divided by 50 is another way of saying that. And then we want to clamp it within a couple reasonable places. You know, do I have clamp? I don't. I have to make my own clamp with like min and max, which are always scare me, Rory, because I can't get them right. Returns the smaller of the two. So we're going to say, so this is the smallest, whichever is smaller. So this is my upper. I use min to clamp the ceiling is essentially what I do, to clamp the top. So my scale multiplier should not really be greater than 2. Okay. And then I want to do a math.max. This is the bottom side of it. And the bottom side should probably not be more than a half, or maybe 1.
So you're saying that it will be no less than 1, but no more than 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not true. I'm gonna change it to 0.75. I'm gonna do that. So we can get about 3/4 of the size. So based on that scale of what's going on there, we're going to get a small. The only thing is if the damage amount is less than it, I think what I want to do, I think I want to split this up. And I want to come in here like this, and I want to come in here, and I think I just want to say, hey, look, your scale multiplier is 1. If it's less than 15, it's just going to be 1. And then, so then we're going to clamp it, and we can clamp it here. We only need to clamp it there. Then, okay, we've got scale multiplier, we've got the prefab name. Now we need to instantiate that asset. I just realized, Roy, it's not going to go away on its own.
The standard blood.
I'm pretty sure it stays up. It stays. Even though we see it disappear. So that blood 2 left, we just created. Okay?
So it's like we're reaching the final frame, which happens to be an empty frame, but the asset itself is still there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. That's what I think is. In other words, I think we need to manually clean it up, is what I think.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% certain. I want to test that to see if I can see it. So I'm going to bring up the effect editor. Whoa, we got a bug here. I just clicked on it, and it's not coming up. Really? And it's like I'm kind of locked. Maybe not locked. Test effects button just locked in. What's going on?
Non-responsive, all right.
All
We don't happen to be at a breakpoint someplace, do we?
No, it wouldn't matter because it's on this other machine. So that's machine 2. I'm going to just start it up one more time. So let's see. So we want to create it. We want to see if we can find it, I guess that's kind of what I'm going to try to do. There's a exploratory mode of the effects editor that lists all the game objects and puts their names in there. So we can kind of check to see if it's there.
Yeah. Let's see if we're building up a big old list of blood.
Yeah. I always get nervous when I need to, when I need to clean something up after a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
These last about 15 seconds before they're done. Before they clean up the default is to last about 15 seconds. I don't know if they clean themselves up. I guess they would have to. That would be a good implementation. Right? We all agree with that? All right, so let's grab blood 12. It's somewhere out in this space. So the fact that I've selected it, it's created it, and it's somewhere out in this space here. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if I go and bring up the effects editor, and I go into Explore Existing, and I hold the Shift key down, it's going to list everything. It's going to find everything and its child and everything. And blood to clone, that's it. See that?
Yep.
That's it. But let's give it a second, and let's try it again. Because, like I said, it lasts about 15 seconds. Still there.
Yep.
So, one more time. Look at that, second time coming up. This has not happened to me before. If I've closed it, that is like a big deal for my exploration. It's still kind of functional back here, which is bizarre, but I've never seen this before in a WinForms app.
It's kind of strange, all right? Yeah.
Right, where it's just down like that? Oh, look, hold on. Is it not this? Is it that I held the Shift key down when I clicked it? No, that wasn't it. I don't know what's going on with that. All right, anyway, it was as if the mouse was still down. All right, let's click on Explore Existing, Shift key down. Do we still see the blood in there? Because it's been way more than 15 seconds. It's still there.
Yep. It's still there. So that's going to hang around for a while.
All right, so we need to clean it.
So unfortunately, we probably do need to clean it up. Yeah.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. And if I do destroy last here, and come back to the effect editor again. Really? Okay, it didn't come up. I had to alt tab over to it. Okay, explore existing. Now it won't be there because we manually just deleted it. Yeah, it's not in there. Okay. Well, that's what we got to do. Okay, so that's not good. Because I'm nervous about stuff. I'm nervous
What are you nervous about?
I'm nervous about timers in this world where I'm sitting in somebody else's app.
Yeah.
All. But I think we gotta kind of do it. I think we're gonna need a class called our. Well, I have TaleSpire. Instances.
Yeah.
Dot create. What is this doing? Instance ID, original asset. Who's calling this? Nobody is calling it.
I feel like that was a very early piece of code that we were using for experimentation.
Yeah, that we're not doing it anymore. That's interesting. So I think what I want to do is I want something like this. Add temporal. I want to pass in my instance, whatever that's going to be. And then I want to pass in like my time in seconds. Something like that. How long it's going to last before I get rid of it. It's maybe
Okay.
16 seconds because I read in the blood effects that they last by default for 15 seconds before they clean up the decals and everything like that. So that's what I want to do. All right, so there's that part. So prefabs, so we're going to add the temporal timing stuff inside of instances is what we're going to do. Prefabs, get prefab name, like this.
Yep.
We're going to call this the blood effect. We're going to do this. Hey, if it's null, we're going to do two things. I'm going to do a get on one that I know is there. Like say blood 5 or something like that. Okay. And we're going to send out an error message that says, hey, prefab not found. Okay. Yeah. And then, do I have that on the clipboard still? That's it right there. So we'll make it be that. So we found our blood effect there. We need to scale it. So we're going to say blood effect.transform.local scale is equal to a new vector 3 passing in scale like that. We need to also say scale times equals scale multiplier. Okay, so we've set the scale of the blood. We need to set its position. We're not parenting it to anything. Whoa! Hold on a second. Did you just shut down that machine? I need it. I need it turned back on.
Sorry, I didn't see the
No worries. I am using that, and you can't use that. I'm using that machine right now for the show. After I'm done, though, you can use it. Is it booting, Campbell? Is it booting up?
Yes.
Can you double check it? I don't see anything on my screen. It's like totally.
Oops.
Okay. All right. So local position is equal to something we already calculated up above. Damage location. Can I do that? Looks like I can maybe do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've created it. We're going to say add temporal. That means we're going to just track it and get rid of it at some point in time in instances. So let's declare that method. And give me a second, Roy. I'm going to go sign into the other machine that just got rebooted. Just a second. Okay. Back in, the other machine is starting up.
So this is us adding to a list of items which we intend to get rid of in the future. So we obviously have the object being passed in itself. The value is a suggested quantity of time in the future. I'm guessing we're going to have to store maybe a calculation, which is current time plus that. And later on we'll check, have we exceeded that value?
Yeah, I guess that's what we're going to have to do. Yeah, lifetime seconds is kind of what's coming in here like that. This could actually be a double, I think. And this could be just instance. So we're going to need a like a list of these things, I think. Is that right? Or does it make more sense to create a timer just for each one of these? And then...
It's a good question. You see, if the item you added... I mean, you could... What would you do? If you either maintain a list... and then a single timer, which when it fires, you just rattle through the list and go, should I deal with these things?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Or alternatively, as you say, you almost want to, it's like the delay logic in, is it JavaScript? Where you say, do this in X seconds. And it's an explicit cleanup routine for this one thing. And you effectively invoke it now, but something about the way you do so waits for that long. It's quite messy, though, I think, doing that.
Wait, which one's messy? Creating a timer for each one?
It was the idea of... Originally, I was thinking, how about the object itself is kind of added alongside an item which cleans up with it, but I lost myself in my own logic. So,
right.
So it's difficult to maintain any kind of sanity in that.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new class. I'm going to create a list of of classes paired with expiration dates. Does that make sense? So we'll do that first. So we'll create a new class. We're going to call this, it's a game object with the expiration date. So we're going to call it like an expire mortal game object. Mortal game object. And so we'll have a expire time.
Yep.
And we'll have a game object like that. Just call it, give it that name. It's a very cool word I just invented, but not what I wanted. Okay, so there's my mortal game object. Let's move that to its own file. All right, back over here, inside instances, we're going to have, I think, a list of these things. Mortal game objects, like that. Something like that. Then we're going to come down in here and we're going to say mortal game objects dot add new mortal game object. Let's go drill into this guy for a second. Let's create a new constructor here with both of those in it. Like that. Let me reorder these parameters right here. By the way, kids, if you're like, wait, how's Mark writing code so fast? It's Code Rush. And then we're going to pass in instance right here. And the date time is going to be DTN for date time now plus TTS for time span dot from seconds, lifetime seconds. That should give us a date time, expire time right back. And then now we want something that says, you know, make sure timer's running.
Yeah.
Is running like that. And so we're going to need a timer here. Now, the other reason why I panic on timers is because I'm never really sure which one to use.
There are several, aren't there?
And I almost want to bet that Unity's got one.
Yeah, I would be absolutely shocked if it didn't have something. Everybody seems to think they have a better way of doing these basic things, and I don't know, you can count in seconds, milliseconds, it's one even smaller than that,
right.
ticks.
You know what, I'm going to just use, I'm going to grab a timer from, which one of these? I think I'm going with threading. That's the one I want to use. System.timer. And we're going to call this our mortality check timer. That's what I think we'll do. Set that equal to a new instance of it. You want the callback there?
There might be a way to avoid the timer problem. Possibly. It depends. How many things do you think we're likely to create? And my solution is that we kind of look at this each new round and we just clean up everything, or each new turn. But does that even apply if we're not in combat?
Yeah, it doesn't really apply if we're not in combat.
That's the problem where that
Interesting
goes
idea.
in. Okay. Maybe not so good.
That
then.
anytime any message comes down, we just go check and clean up. Yeah, there's a couple ways to do it, but I'm kind of moving in this space. The fact that I need to pass in a callback is unfamiliar to me with this. I'm like, wait, did I use the wrong one? Is it system.timers? Because
I feel like this is a route we've taken a few times.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the point that tends to sort of make us stop and go, hang on.
Oh, wait. Yeah, now I'm remembering. The one that's in threading doesn't work with threading, and the one that doesn't say threading on it does work with threading. That's what we remember. That's what we learned from it. So
that sounds horrible and yet strangely familiar at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. Let's make this equal null by default. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come make sure timer is running. We're going to come down here and say, hey, if it's null, oh, I know why. Because I don't have a clipboard. Now it'll work. All right, there we go. If mortality check timer is null, then we're going to create a new timer. We are going to take that timer and hook an elapsed to it. We are going to have that thing fire every second, I think. What's interval in? Is it in time span? In milliseconds. So once a second. We're going to fire that off. Got the elapse, and we're just going to say start. Like that. And I think that's all we need to make sure timer is running. Okay. All right. So there is make sure timer is running. Make sure timer is running. Good. Now on the elapse, what we want to do is this: we want to go through our mortal game objects. And we want to say, hey, if mortal game object dot expire time is greater than DTN, if it's greater than now, less than or equal to now,
Yep.
Then we want to destroy it. And we want to remove it from the list.
And that's the complicated one, because don't we have issues removing stuff when progressing through forwards?
Yeah. So
there we go. Look, code correction. Go backwards through the loop to avoid said problem.
Yeah. So then we can come in and say, okay, we're going to say this dot remove at index of I, and we're going to say we need to destroy this. But I need to destroy it, like I'm pretty sure I need to destroy this on the main thread.
In the right thread, yeah.
Execute on main thread like this. And I think actually I want to take this whole thing. I want to do that. I think I want to just execute this whole thing on the main thread.
That's probably simpler, yeah.
Is what I want to do. So, so now we're going to then, let's see, what are we going to do? We're going to remove that one. We also need to call GameObject dot destroy of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. What's wrong here? Oh, dot GameObject.
Dot instance or GameObject, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we destroy it. We're in the main thread. No. I'm coding. Please move that back. Somebody, go help.
Glug.
Is it hitting you too, Rory?
It's everywhere.
Let's see. No mine. Says Coding Gorilla, but Coding Gorilla gets nothing because you need
What?
like a couple seconds, I think, from the last one. I think, don't you? There it is, or not. Sucker! It's right there. Look out, Fred. Fred, are you okay? Okay. Those are fun. What are we doing here? Remove at. Oh, the last thing we have to do is we have to check, like, hey, you know what?
If there are no items left, we could turn that timer off. We could even perhaps null it if we really felt the need.
Oh, I'm gonna null it. I'm gonna null it. So we're gonna say mortality check timer dot stop, and then I'm gonna set it to null, like that.
Okay.
What? Oh, that. Wait, why did it give me a double equals? Hold on. Is it
Bug.
because I'm inside? Ah.
Wow.
Bug. Okay, hold on. Let's report this. Whoops, wrong button. It's okay. I'll just do that. Comment that out for a second. All right, kids, take a look at this. I've got mortality check timer on the clipboard. I'm going to type in SN. Look what it's given me. Double equals. It thinks I'm in an expression. It thinks that because of this, no doubt. If I'm down here and I type in SN, I get it correct. One equal sign. But if I'm here and I type in SN, I get a double equals. So we'll say double equals for SN, and I bet this happens in other templates too. For SN template, inside predicate. Let's go fix that, guys. Screechrat says, Fred says I'm okay. I think you have to, did that work, Screechrat? I think you have
I
to
did not see that come up, no.
put a colon after the word Fred for that to work. Let me see if that does it. That's it. Oh, you're just missing the colon, Screechrat. Okay. All right, so we're going to set it to null right there. Stop it, the timer, set it to null.
Mm-hmm. And we're good. Mechanics to add them, which we're using, having instantiated and parented and whatnot.
I'm just worried about
And then
this slightly. The possibility that we are in two places at once with this timer, but that's all going to come off of a single thread, every handler. So I don't think I need this at all, but I was just like thinking, well, maybe I should. I could also lock it on it. Do I need to lock it on it? I don't know. These are a second apart. There's just no way these will ever get back to back in multiple threads. So I guess I'm just got a lot of anxiety for no reason. You can see it. I'm blue. Blue, da-da-dee-da-da-dum, da-da-dee-da-da-dum. That's awesome. Great song.
that's good.
Mortality check timer. Is that it, Rory? We're done.
If not, it's very close. It does look good.
Okay, let's build and see what happens here.
Are we just correctly parenting the actual item we're making? Just,
we're not.
It's going to be
No, there's no
we're not
parenting
parenting at all.
Yeah.
It's just spawning in the world.
Yeah, so we're back to the spawning code. We're just basically saying create yourself and move yourself. Let's see, show damage. Where do we get it? We get here, prefabs.get. Prefabs.get is an instantiation of it. Pretty sure.
Yep.
Oh, am I wrong? I got to do that. That's what I got to do. So I got to get it and then clone it. That's what I got to do.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll do something like this. What do you...
Pyrocat says, I blame Rory.
For
That
what?
seems entirely plausible and reasonable.
Okay, so I'm going to try this. Unity engine.object. What's wrong with instantiate? Oh, it doesn't want prefab name. It wants... Hold on. It wants prefabs.get. That's what it wants. Okay, I'm glad we checked that. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Blood effect is going to get that. Hold on.
So
You know what I need to do? I need to break this into two pieces right here. Because we've got this here. Sorry, Roy. I know this is a little bit crazy.
yeah,
Give me a
got that
second
sign there.
to catch up with what I want here. I'm going to give these slightly different names. I'm going to name them in a second here. So there's instantiate. So there's that. This code is, I think, now correct. And then we want blood effect is what we're. This is the one we're adding. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to call this the blood prefab.
Yeah.
And then this one's just going to be blood effect. Okay, so there's our blood prefab. We got that. Then we're calling instantiate on it. Creates the new one, giving it this new location. Just have a variation that takes it. Ooh, it does take a transform. Let's give it a new position, and we'll scale it right afterwards. So we're going to just do damage location. I think all I need to do is that. Oh, damage location is not the transform. Hold on.
Yeah, damage location is the position on the transform.
Yeah, I think I don't even need that. I can get rid of this guy right here. Just have that there. There's the transform. That's so much simpler.
Okay. Yeah.
Then we've got the scale. We set the scale in there. All right, let's build it. Let's give it a shot. We don't have the color, right? Are we using color? Damage amount.
I don't think
is
we're
not
passing
coming.
it in at the moment.
Yeah,
well,
we're not
we
actually.
do know who the creature is. We can deduce it.
Yeah, we're not actually passing in anything right now. I'm going to say we want 3 args. And the color is arg 3. Or arg 2, I mean, I'm sorry. Arg 2. If length is, yeah, I'm just going to say if length is less than 2 or args.length is greater than 3, then I'm just going to say expecting 2 or 3 args. And show damage. Then I want to say if arg.length is greater than or equal to 3, then I want to say here's blood color. Set that to null right there. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say, hey, blood color is equal to args 2. I'm going to pass in blood color here. Show damage. Blood color. And now we want to change the blood color.
Yeah.
That's a to-do, but I just wanted to get the data down there is what I want to do. So I'm going to say to-do,
Sure.
Change the blood color. Using blood color. Okay, now let's build. So this is the downstairs part of the whole situation. This is the TaleSpire client side. Okay, next, we need to send the data out to this. We need to speak to it by calling show damage with 2 or 3 args.
Yes.
Okay. What'd you say, Roy?
I agree entirely.
So we're going to come over here. It's our D&D app. We need to find out when damage takes place. And as I recall, there's several places. I feel like it's show damage. Show damage. Nope. That's the one we just wrote. Is there damage health? Apply damage health change. That's looking interesting. All right. Let's cut that. Well, so we're in a for loop here, and for each player we're going in and seeing what these are the players.
Yeah.
Damage health change. Where are the in-game creatures? So that takes care of the players. All right, let's do this. I think we're going to have to find another spot here. TaleSpire. The TaleSpire client is what I'm looking for. TaleSpire client dot. I'm going to call show damage from here. We're going to pass in player dot TaleSpire ID.
Yep.
And the amount. Damage health change dot damage health. What else is inside here? Is temp hit points. So it's either going to be a plus or a minus, I think, what's happening here, with if I'm understanding this correctly. So I think it goes like this. Hey, if the damage is less than 0, then we're going to show the damage like that, is what we're going to do. And
because it's more like a health delta, isn't it?
yes.
Negative is inherently damage, and positive is a sort of a healing.
Yeah. Okay. So now we've got this, and now we're going to say invoke, and we're going to call show damage, and then we're going to say, wait. Let's command. Look at these good names here. Command. There's another one I missed. Okay, and then message params is the second parameter. Name. Okay, so now we want show damage. Like that. So I think that's what we want on this side. Oh wait, TaleSpire ID, we need that as well. So we need I think those are the parameters. Show damage, TaleSpire ID, damage health to string. Okay, so that's going to show it for our players. We also have to do it for our NPC as well.
Yes.
So let's see if we can find something with damage and in-game creatures. Maybe put it at the beginning. Game player damage. No. What other? Apply damage to targets. This could help us get there. Just target it. In-game creature dot take damage. Okay, is that called from multiple places? it's not.
Is whatever's inside of it called from multiple places?
In here? You mean?
Oh, maybe not. Well, there's creature take damage there. Inside of it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go that far in.
There's also a creature add health in the method underneath. I think it was. Maybe it wasn't.
There.
There we go. Change health. Sorry.
Yeah, change health and then add health right here. All right, we can do it from here, I think. Where's TaleSpire client? Well, maybe not. What do we need? Is it just a using? It's not even available because we're not using the right piece. Yeah, this is low level.
Okay, a bit too far.
Yeah, I think it's just too far. I think I'm going to go right in from here is what I'm going to do. And so this one is, I think, different though. And I just realized the other one, I want to, if what I said was true, hold on, about this being less than 0, I want to negate this so it's a positive damage going in. That.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so now we're looking at in-game creature. No, that's what I want. In-game creature dot creature dot TaleSpire ID. And this is going to be just damage. And I think it's a positive value. Apply damage to targets. Total damage plus modifiers, yeah. It's a positive value. All right, so we've now got that. All right, now I think we are ready to build on this side as well. Closing down the app. Give me a rebuild over here.
So we should be able to go pretty much end to end on this. We can have characters enter combat and actually target another creature on screen, select a weapon, use that weapon, so the whole full dice end to end calculation of damage, and we should ultimately end up, assuming a successful attack, with a blood effect in TaleSpire.
Yeah. I think you're right. We're getting closer.
Yeah.
I really like, by the way, the I like the connection between the live players and the minis, where something happens to one, it happens to the other. There's something slightly surreal to me about it, and I like it.
Yeah.
Like you saw the effects when we cast in large, right? Where the video of the player actually gets bigger. Well, imagine that happening at the same time right in the background, or when we, having effects happening in both places. I think it's potentially very cool. Okay,
it makes things so much more tangible.
Yeah, all right. Starting up TaleSpire on machine number 2. I just started the the app on this machine standalone.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of a really cool idea.
Okay.
After this loads up, I'll give you a peek into what I'm thinking about. I think we can work on this next week. But the idea is, it's actually a really cool idea. It takes TaleSpire and puts the gameplay, I think, in a whole new level. Also, it totally reinforces Dungeons and Dragons. The idea is to create. Here, hold on one second. Let me go grab. It's in R4 Earthcrack. So we've looked at this one before. This effect,
Yes.
right?
It's a very nice effect, that.
It's cool. I was looking at how this effect is made. I got a little bit of a sense on it. This is incredibly well crafted, I think. But there's a mesh that's essentially overlaid that we kind of somehow integrate with this. Okay, that mesh integrates, and the integration creates this illusion that there's essentially a hole cut out in the original model, but there's not.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about this idea of one of the components of Dungeons and Dragons that you run into is traps. And I was thinking,
Yep.
oh my gosh, we could build a trap layout UI that allows me to stick a trap somewhere, and it can be essentially invisible, and when a player steps on it or enters the space, the trap triggers. Right? You could set up conditions for it. Does it trigger once? Does it trigger multiple times? And you could have it open up pits underneath,
Yes.
for example, or drop spikes from the ceiling, or drop something heavy like a boulder down on the players. Right? This kind of idea, you could build traps pretty easily. I was thinking about it, and it would totally, I think, change the game. Right? You'd be like, you get into a room and knowing that traps can be there, you'd be like, I want to check for
You're
traps.
so much more careful.
Yeah,
it's
on,
don't touch that golem in the corner.
yeah,
Whatever you do.
It's on my to-do list to explore that. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. Let's go out into our space here. First thing I'm going to do, we're not going to do round trip on this. What we're going to do is we're going to just apply damage only to me manually, and see if we get, any kind of. I don't know. I think did I completely fail to put messages out? Any kind of messages? Hold on, I'm just looking through the code for a second here. I've got errors.
We didn't do many.
Only errors is all I have. So that was a bit of a mistake, I think. Mark is having
clearly
ideas.
that was. I was going to say, this is just because your confidence level in the code was very high, and there will clearly be no need for further diagnostics.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
Let's see what happens. All right, on machine number 1, I'm grabbing my main window, and I'm going to select me, my character. Then I'm going to add damage. I'm going to say 22, inflict damage. Oh! Did you see that?
Oh,
Now
that was great.
It's not bad, but it's aimed the wrong way. It's coming out the back.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Nobody needs debug messages. All right, so now what we want to do, I've just launched a bunch of these. We want to go bring up the Explorer, the effect editor, and at this point we should see a number of them still there. We're looking for some blood clones. We got blood 1 clone. We got one. Only one. Interesting.
Okay.
So we should be able to wait a little bit. And
No,
then,
we said 16 seconds, I think it was, wasn't it? That was the...
Yeah, from the last one. And then we should go be able to see that it's gone. And it looks like it's gone.
Need a more transparent jet would be useful.
Yeah, where's Wonder Woman? It's gone. Jetson! That's just in time for
Hey,
squirting
Jetson.
blood. Yes. Yeah. So it's gone. So that means it's working.
It is gone.
Right?
Excellent.
So let's go. Let's do this again. We'll watch it and we'll kind of time it. I'm going to go send some damage down. Damage. Are we seeing it? Yeah, there it is. You can see the splatter. I'll send a little bit more. Ouch. Ow. And then what we're going to do. Wow, look at the glow. That's crazy.
What's the glow about?
I don't know what the glow is about, but maybe I got a lot. All right, so I've only got one blood 1 of clone here. That's interesting. I was expecting more at this point. And then let's go back in, explore existing again. Do we still have it? Is it gone? It's gone.
That looks gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why am I only getting... Wait. What's this? That looks like... That's not good. What the heck is that? Somebody
rubble that hit you.
Somebody dropped that? Was that some dog do or something? I don't know what happened here. That's just, I'm a little worried because that's where I was squirting blood from.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's just see what's going on here. Do we have any more junk down here? We don't. What is that? That's weird.
Huh.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's part of the ceiling coming down. You've got a very unstable room.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I have no idea. It looks like it's from one of the effects. I'm starting to think it doesn't have anything to do with the blood effect. Oh wait, what's going on over here? The timer elapsed. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Let's go check that.
Unfortunately, Mark, I'm going to have to leave you to check that on your lonesome,
Okay.
as my time has expired. However, I will be seeing you again, I believe, next Tuesday.
Yes, next
We are
Tuesday.
at the end of our cycle.
All right, buddy.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Have yourself a great weekend. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right.
right?
Say thanks to your family.
And bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Okay. So let's see. We want to go into instances. I think where we were. Timer elapsed. Boom. My call stack. I'll just copy it and bring it over here. No, I tried to copy it. I got a whole bunch of maybe extra. All right, I'm just going to copy it, bring it up over onto this machine, and we'll take a look at it inside the notepad. Okay, here's the call stack right here. Yeah, so we're in mortality check, timer elapsed. Yeah, is it really this thing that I was looking at before? Because this thing never goes away. It never gets nulled out. There's my one possible null reference, I suppose. I guess it's also possible that that could be null. I almost want to do this. I almost want to collect my game objects. Here. Game objects to destroy. Like that. I want to collect them here. And instead of actually destroying them, we'll simply just collect them. Like that. We'll still remove it. Then we'll stop the timer. Because I'm wondering, what if the destroy is taking time? I don't know. What if that's taking more time and we don't really have a great control of it? Let's find out if we need to destroy the timer before we destroy them. I'm going to do this like that too, just in case. I don't see any other opportunities for null ref in here. Okay. Next. What you got, Coding Gorilla? You should probably move most of the logic out of the Unity thread and only dispatch the actual destruction. Wow, good idea. Really good idea. Yeah. Like, why didn't I see that? Good job, Coding Gorilla. That's exactly what I should have done. All right, I feel like this is better. Got a chance of not getting that exception that we're seeing the null ref. I also want to say what the prefab name is. So we can get that. No blood color change happening yet. All right, I think it's just a rebuild of this. Let's shut down TaleSpire. Rebuild here. Rebuild all succeeded. On machine number 2, start up TaleSpire. So if I'm setting the transform, I guess my question is, do I need to, if I'm using, here, let's show you the code I'm looking at. If I'm using the hook hit target, would that be oriented in the right direction? Or do I need to rotate it? Or is it always oriented in the right direction? I simply have to rotate the blood effects 180 every time. That's kind of what I'm wondering. Okay, so let's switch back over to TaleSpire. Here we are. Let's go jump down over here. And let's throw some blood effects at folks. All right, let's go. Let's just get me targeted. Let's do damage health, say 12, damage targeted players. Good. Shooting out my back. Let's go switch to little cutie. Where's little cutie? Is she to my right? Nope, she's over to my left. Little cutie, no wait, that's lady. Little cutie is there. Okay, that's little cutie. Little cutie is also this one right here. So let's go see if the blood shoots out the back there too. As well, here it goes. Looks like it's coming out the back. We got to rotate 180 is what it looks like to me. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, when you move her, it moves the decal. That's really interesting. Let's go take a look at what's happening out here. Prefab name is Blood 4. I thought that blood was looking familiar. It's always Blood 4, isn't it? Why? Why is that always Blood 4? What's interesting is if you look over here, it just simply says it's blood 4. It's not just that that's all it says. If we come back over on the main machine, that's this line of code. So damage amount, get random large note blood prefab. What have I done wrong here? Why? So in order for it to be 4, we have to be calling this damage amount's got to be less than 15. Hold on, let me increase damage amount. Make sure it's over like 23 damage players. Let's go look at what do we have over here. Blood 1 that time. Okay. So blood 1, is it always blood 1 when damage is greater than 23? Always blood 1. So we have a serious problem with our get random. So it's always the very first one. Which means it really seems to be giving somewhere between 0 and 1. That doesn't make any sense to me. There's some problem here in this space. Let's go see if there's any assistance on the internet. Okay, well, that's not any different than what I understood it to be. Yeah, it's a Unity thing. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not passing anything into the seed right here. I don't think that is the problem. Maybe. It's not possible that the uint typecasting of an int number turns it to 0. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to change this to next int for both of these. See if we get any better luck with these two changes. Those are my two changes. Okay. Let's see if we get any better luck. Rebuild all succeeded. We've got to, there's one other thing that we need to do, and that's to rotate this 90 degrees. I don't actually know how to do this. So rotate, is there something on transform? Is there a rotate call? Rotate around local. The axis I want to rotate is going to be the up axis, and the angle I want to rotate is 180, which I'm assuming is in degrees. What's my problem here? What's going on? Use transform.rotate instead. Okay, let's see if that works for the rotation of the blood effect. Okay. Rebuilt, starting up on the machine number 2. The cool thing about what we've done, though, is because we've got this add temporal piece in here, we are able to now, we can also do the healing code with a little bit of effort to do the healing effect and then have that stop after a certain number of time, a certain amount of time. Okay, let's see. Little Cutie's still targeted. So 23 damage. Coming out the front now. It looks like it was. Let's try again. 23 damage. Good. Good. Out the front, where it should be. What's it look like out here? Blood 1, we got a blood 12 too. Which is good. Got some variety, it looks like. Again, another 12, a 10, 14. Good. There's a 3. And I'm going to do just a few at a time, 5 at a time. I should get 3, 5, 6, and 7. There we go. Okay, pretty cool. You leaving me? Gonna go do your spa day? Are you so excited?
My spa day, I'm so excited.
All right.
I'm like a half an hour away from a massage. Bye.
Okay. Okay.
Are you kissing me?
You can't kiss on screen. No kissing on Twitch. What's that? No, 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 no. No, that's my mic. You don't kiss my mic. Okay. That's great. Are you gonna go? Oh, it looks like the bus is no, the bus is blaring its horn. I can't do it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Somebody help me. Okay, all right. It was one of your sexier kisses, I'll say. Okay. All right. So I think we're in a not bad shape. The scale does not look great to me though. I just did like 45, I think. And I'm feeling like the scale of that thing should be heavier on that. Let's move over to Fred. Let's do 45 off of Fred. Yeah, it's just not enough. So 45, we're not, what's our scale? We are not setting what the scale is here. Well, we might actually be dropping it down in size as well. I think I've got a mouth problem here. It's not really saying what I want. If we're at, what if we did this? Scale multiplier is equal to 1 plus damage amount I could just do that. I don't need this line of code anymore. I think that feels like a good change. I also think, and I actually even, you could argue I don't really need this either. If anything, maybe I'll make it, well, let's limit it to 3. And then here, I think I want to make this bigger anyway. Like maybe something like that. Let's try that. Let's restart. TaleSpire, rebuild. Rebuild all succeeded. Starting TaleSpire up. Thanks again, Coding Gorilla, for that suggestion about moving the logic out of the thread executor, the Unity thread executor, and only dispatching the actual destruction. That's a really great observation. Okay, so Fred has got some damage coming, I think. Here comes Fred. It's damage, 23 damage to Fred. Better. The size is much better. Okay, 23. Let's do 99. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's do 5. Sweet. All right. It works. Got that starting to clear up. We're moving near the end of its time. We should see no blood effects, I think, by now. If I come in here and I do explore existing, I should see nothing in here. Yeah, nothing. Oh, wait, there's blood for clone. Clone is still there. Let's see if it's still there now. I'll come up one more time. Yeah, it's gone. So that's great news. That's working as expected. We're getting random blood pieces being chosen. The only thing we're not doing is doubling up on the blood effects if we're going to get really over the top. Which I'm kind of thinking I want to do. And I don't think it's too hard to do that. I kind of want to do something like this. It's a little kind of crazy, but it goes like this. If damage amount is greater than, say, I don't know, 30, then we're going to do this. We're going to say, hey, damage amount minus equals 30. We're going to take it down a bit. And then we're going to call, recursively, we're going to say, we're going to call show damage, creature ID, damage amount is 30. We're going to pass in that hard-coded 30 to it. Is that right? Is that what I want to do? Or no? I want to say damage amount is equal to 30. And here, I want to say damage amount minus 30. Like that. So what happens is it just kind of is recursively calling as many times as it needs to create multiple damage points at blocks of about 30. And here, I think I want to drop this down a little bit. I'm feeling like about there in that space, damage amount divided by 70. We don't need this anymore because we're now capping off the top. And we have multiple calls there to add temporal. I think all of that's okay. Is there anything else with regards to this? Do I need to? I'm worried about. Let's see if we've got a thread problem here. I'm worried about this right here. So to see if I'm going to have a thread problem, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move damage to my character. And I'm going to just start shooting out damage like crazy, just continually hitting it. There we go. We have a thread problem. That's what I thought. Okay, good to know. The problem I think is here on this guy. I think the instantiation is the problem. Maybe rotation, transform scale. These, I think, are my problem pieces right here. And I need to get those on to the main thread. Anything else in here? All I see is inception. There you go. How's that? Whoops. Okay, this is what I think I need to get on the main thread. I'm not sure about this. I think this one's okay. That can be accessed to outside of the thread. But I think this I'm a little worried about. Because we're moving and doing that kind of stuff. So we went to, what is it, Unity. Main thread dispatcher. Execute on main thread. Okay. I think that's what we need. We can take that out. All right, let's rebuild that. We'll try to crash it again. Okay, rebuild all succeeded. Switching over to Inception screen. Starting up. All right. Let's I think that's good. Looks like the board's a little big. Also kind of hilarious though. Yeah, he's dying. He's still dying. Murky's just big dead now. Nice, yeah. Okay. Good. All of that's looking way better. Let's go look at the blood effects for the smaller characters, like that girl right there. That is a little cutie. And starting to put some damage for her. Looks like she's blocked right behind my head. There she is, right there. Let's try again. That kind of looks good for her. In terms of scale. Yeah, it's nice. That's good. Let's go see what we've got out there in terms of existing stuff. Yeah, cool. So there's like 4 or 5 out there now. Come back in again. What do we got? All gone. Sweet. So cleanup works. So it turns out my fear of timers was maybe a little exaggerated. That's what I think. Okay. Good. Next, I want to go after do I want to go after blood color? I think I want to think about it a little bit. Where am I going to store and put that data? And maybe go after blood color. Let's go after it, because it's a little bit tricky, as I recall. The reason it's tricky, here, let's take a look at the way they're building the blood. So grab like blood 13. I think I was looking at that earlier. So blood 13 has got multiple blood pieces inside. Each of those has a decal and some volumetric blood that's essentially animated. The volumetric blood has got a mesh render material, and that's where the color is changed. So what we need to do is we need to go find the instance. We need to go in here, check to see, well, does it have a mesh renderer? Well, does the decal need it too? The decal also needs it. So we're basically going to look through all the children. Does the child have a mesh renderer? If it does, then we're going to go set its material property to its material property called _color. That's what it is. What is it for the decal? It's tint color. So we have to set its first property to the color of whatever the blood colors that we're sending in. So it's a little bit tricky. That's blood 13. What about another one? Let's look at like blood 5, which was pretty simple. Crash? Looks like a crash. Interesting. Blood 5 has no decal. Okay. So it's a little tricky to go in and mess with the colors. All right, simplest possible test case for this, I think, is in the form of this. So we're going to say, so it's going to be kind of a blue-green. There's my blood color. And I don't think we're sending a third argument over. So that's my simplest case. Back over and show damage here. We've now got a blood color right there that's coming in. We at some point get our piece that we've instantiated. That's it right there. There's our blood effect. Now we need to change some properties on it. I feel like I've got do I have a change property?
Audio Jungle.
Modify color. We create a new TaleSpire object and we're going to move modify color to it. Let's just call it dot property, like that. Well, let's get modify color and get it over there. So modify color is kind of cool. What it does is it takes a property name that can be here, you can see it in this code right here. So it can get a child name, control name, and then something that we want to change in it, including what's cool about this. So what this is this is the component. The angle bracket syntax indicates it's a component that's attached to the object. So it sees that and it calls get component on it. Then it looks for this and it sees, okay, material, gets that. It sees this, it tries to find it. It's not going to find it because it's not an actual property, but then it's got a second attempt to try to get the property. Because Unity does this thing with shaders and materials where the shader stores it. It's kind of like an attached property as I understand it. And it has a name, so it goes finds this. It cannot find it as an attached property. It gets a second chance, it succeeds, and it goes. So this might be a bit helpful to us. The problem is that, as we've seen when we go in there and we look inside those effects, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good because the names of the children are all the same. So we don't have uniquely named children. So it might be a little bit tricky, but I think we can still get it to work with something like this. What happens if it's not found? What happens here? Modify property. We get to here. Ah, it's here in try-set property. Here's where we go. Material set color property name. Verify the property name is in the shader. So this, yeah, this is also problematic because we got two different property names for the shader property. I kind of need to know which is which. Oh, sorry, we're not looking at the code again. Sorry about that, Code Gorilla. Thank you. So I'm following the code in, and we get to this try-set property. This is, and I've got this to do. Verify the property name is in the shader. What's going to happen is we're going to call set property on a value that's not in there. The problem is, yeah, so it's not like a happy problem to solve. We have to be a little more careful about this. We kind of need to know, does it have the property or not? Because there's two different pieces we saw. We saw, as I recall, we saw underscore color and we saw underscore tint color. It could be that there's no penalty. I'm almost thinking there's no penalty. Let's check it. Let's do this though. Let's verify that the property is in the shader. But can I get to the shader from here? I can't. Okay. So I'm going to need to do something else then. We're going to need to just be smarter from the outside. Okay, so let's see if we can figure this out. Let's start with the client code. What's that going to look like? Hold on, I'm going to the second machine. I'm restarting TaleSpire over there in case we need that. So I think from here, so we're executing on the main thread here. So I think it's going to be change blood effect color. We're going to pass in blood effect and the new color. Blood color. All right, so declare method. Good. Now we want to get all the children. Get components in children. Want to get a transform. That should give me all the transforms, all the children. And down here, we're going to have transform.game object. So now this we want to check to see, does it have a material? Do you have a material? If not, no. What's my problem here? I don't want it to be that. I want to know where material is. I've got a, it's in Unity Engine. Okay. Okay, so now we've found the material. Next we need, I think at this point, next we need to find out which of the properties are out there. Find which properties are attached to the shader. And can I find it just using IntelliSense? Do I get the shader? I do. Do I have a get property count? I do. Do I have a get properties? I probably don't. Yeah, so, but I do have a get property count. Okay. Shader dot. Is there a get property? Get property name? And I think there's a get property type. Sweet. Okay. So let's do a for loop. Let's pass in I. And I think we're looking for this. If that is equal to color, that's a good thing. So here's what we've done. We're going through all the children. We're checking to see if they've got a material. If they do, that's a great start. Over in TaleSpire, so we're doing this. Does this have a material? It does not. Does this have a material? It does not, but keep going through the children, right? Does this one? It does. And we go to it, then we are going to ask the question, what are the attached properties? And attached properties, I'm just showing these here in red. And so it'll come back and say, it's this one's of color. We'll get its name. Once we have its name, then we can change its value. So back over to this machine, we're looking at, we've got it, and now we're going to say shader.get name, get property name of I. That's going to be my property value. Now I should at this point be able to come out and say property dot modify color. We're going to give it the instance. The instance is the transform game object that we're using up above. Child name. Oh shoot, what if we don't specify a child? I don't have any code that does this yet. I'm going to have to support that. The property name is that. The value string is blood color. Okay, that's good. Let's go fix modify color so I can take a null child name. Change this to instance. Let's split this. Child is null, then instance is equal to the game object. That's what we're going to modify. Otherwise, instance is equal to, we're going to go find the child. Okay. All right. Is that going to be enough? Modify color. We're getting just the property name. I think it is. I'm going to go and call modify property instance, change color. The property name, new change color, modify property. Looks and feels right. I'm going to go through resetting and change color. We're giving it property and value string. Yeah. I think it's going to work. Just want to make sure that property name, we're going through here and split. Should be only one of those. That won't be true. We're trying to get property. That's going to be no. We're going to try that. That's going to fail. Then we're going to try set property. And we should ultimately find here if instance is material. And I think the answer is true. It is going to be a material. Then we're going to set float on it. Let's double check that the instance is going to be a material. No. Modify color should be on material. Material is not a game object. Well, it needs a game object to do modify the property. Let's go look at this, follow this down. It really doesn't have to be. Okay, that's good news. That can be an object. Come on. Okay, is it going to work? Well, we can try. We can certainly try. Let's close down TaleSpire on the other machine. Rebuild. Rebuild all succeeded. Start it up. Okay. Machine 1, I'm going to just trigger the blood effect again. Is it changing? I can't quite tell. I think I need to get in a little closer here. It does not look like it's changed color. Let me see, that does not look blue. That looks definitely red. Okay. Prefab Blood 13 is not found. Oh, it's lowercase. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's a little crazy. Has nothing to do with what we're talking about here, but okay, so the question is, why isn't this code working? So we need to, in order to find that out, we're going to need to put more messages out into the debug log so we can figure out what's going on. Let's go do that. Change blood effect color. I'm thinking about changing this code. I'm kind of questioning whether this is working here or not. I'm thinking about changing it to going back here to this, passing the game object in. There's still no child name. The string is going to look like this, I think. I think it's going to look like that. So what we're going to do is we're passing in the game object. We don't have a child, but we do have this property string here. It's going to say, okay, let's get the material. And then let's go from the material to get, and then get its shader name too as well. It's going to get both of those. I think there's a chance that works right there. I'm going to come in here. We're going to send some messaging out here. We're going to say, we'll specify the name. We'll send that out. Okay. Is that enough? Let's see if it's enough. So one more thing. Everything built. Starting at TaleSpire on machine 2. Hey, pumpkins!
Surly Dev is in the house.
I better clean up the code. Surly Dev's in the house. How you doing, Surly Dev? All right. Boom. 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 Looking to see if the blood turns blue. It's a little tricky because of the unusual way in which those prefabs were created, where they had different children with different names. All right, so we're here. Let's go send it out of my character, Merkin, because, you know, it's bigger. What the heck? Oh, I totally hit the wrong button. There we go. Not blue. All right, let's go see what the log says over there. Wow. We didn't find any children inside it. We just get the first call and that's it. Let's go back and look at the look at the code. So with just this line of code gets executed. We never find a material in the child. That doesn't quite make sense to me. That would tend to indicate that the components in children is empty. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. My understanding is this is the correct way to iterate through all children. We've done this in other places. Let's put more data out here. I don't think it would be null. I think it would throw an NRE. No references exception. Okay. I'm open to all kinds of possibilities, as you can see. Right there is where you're saying the NRE should be. So we'll see what the length is. We've got those two pieces there. Let's rebuild. Anything else we need? Checking the name is there. Am I making a mistake in terms of what I'm looking for? Is it not the material? Let's do a rebuild. We'll start it up. We'll double check. Okay. All right. Rebuild all succeeded. Starting up TaleSpire on machine number 2. Yeah, maybe that's the mistake. Maybe it's not a material. I thought it was. It was just, I didn't look closely at it. I just assumed that based on the buttons I saw that were enabled. Yeah, it's so stunning to me that they've got a lowercase right there on that. All right, what do we got? Oh, it's a mesh renderer. It's a mesh renderer. So the problem is on my side. I got to go for mesh renderer there, mesh renderer there. It's not a material, it's a mesh renderer. Okay, sorry kids. My bad. Let's go fix that. Okay. Now, let's rename this mesh renderer. Now to get to there, we got to get to the material, and then from there we can get to the shader. Okay. So we need that, 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 that. What? I said introduce local, replace all. I said I want all of them. It did not give me all of them. There's clearly that one there. I mean, what if I did it and started it from up here? This is not CodeRush, this is Visual Studio right now. Huh. So I get to specify the scope? Okay. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, let's rebuild that. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Not quite, there's a mistake. Right here. Okay. I think there's a shot that's gonna work. Okay, rebuild all succeeded. Starting up. Meanwhile, I should go fix that. I'm going to rename that blood effect, because I don't like writing special code just for that lowercase b. That's starting up. On machine number 1, I'm opening up the blood assets. I will rename that and rebuild it. Back on machine number 2. Looking for blue blood to be coming shooting out of Merkin here in a moment. Not blue. What do we have for the... Okay. Well, at least we got some good error messages here. So we're finding it. tint color, but we're not finding this in the instance. I could be passing the wrong instance in. Thanks for that, Coding Gorilla. Yeah, I might be passing in the wrong instance. Basically, it's saying the tint color is not found in the instance. So we're closer. Let's go look at the code one more time. I might also be able... There's a second thing I want to try, which is... Oh, wait. It's this. It's mesh renderer dot material. I'm pretty sure. Let's go look back over here. Go to effects editor, grab the prefab. Yeah, so if I make a change here, over on this side, we're going to get a, there it is right there. Mesh renderer material color is what we're looking for. That's the property name right there. All right, I think this has got a better shot of working. So it's like that, renderer.material.color. That's better. And then whatever that property name is there. Okay, I think this is going to work. This feels like I got a better shot at it. Let's do it. Looking for some blue blood. Rebuild all succeeded. Okay, while that loads up, let's go back and look at the volumetric blood project that contributed the assets to this. There's the project. Prefabs. There's blood 13. There it is right there. There's my problem space. I want that to be a B right there. Coach Joe's now following. Thanks for that follow, Coach Joe. Appreciate it. So we're going to make that uppercase B. I think I can export these here. Do the rebuild on this side. Let's save. Back on machine number 1, building. After that builds, I need to copy the assets over to the second machine. I can't do it while TaleSpire is running, so I have to do it when it's down, but I'll need to copy the blood effects over to mods. Look at this working on it. It's not able to remotely load the folder. Is it because TaleSpire was loading and sucking up all the bandwidth there? The machine is still not refreshed yet. And TaleSpire is fully loaded. All right, let's see if we got any better luck with regards to color of blood. Blue is what we're looking for. Here comes the button press. There we go. Blue blood. I'm kind of feeling it. There's some kind of color in there, a different color that's coming out a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. It's not that big of a deal. Good. Good. Okay, I think that's a show. We figured it out, got the color change over there. Did the export over here. Export is completed. Good. Show you that machine right there. Close that down. And now we want to go copy this across. I'm going to show. Are we still working on it over here? There we go. I just hit refresh. Closing down TaleSpire. So I can copy these blood effects across like that. No drag and drop. What's happening here? Let's refresh here. That's interesting. I don't. It's like a lost drag and drop. Right click, copy, paste, replace the files. So that should fix the blood problem for blood 13. I think that's it. I think we'll say that's a show, kids. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Thanks for your help, Coding Gorilla. Appreciate it. Appreciate the assistance. Some great suggestions in there. See, let's set up that raid. Take care of you too, Screech Rat. Take care, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.